Massimiliano. Okay. Tess Timmons. I've brought a special guest today, Massimiliano from Rome, and I met him on a food tour and was swept away by the amount of knowledge he had, not only of food. Well, let's just get into it. How are you doing today?
Good morning for the Americans. Good afternoon for people from all around the world. I'm very glad, very glad to see you again after about a couple of months since when we met. It was a very good day for me when we went on the food tour because you were a very nice, agreeable, polite, and attentive guest. So it was a pleasure and an honor to have you with me during that food tour.
I feel the same. Not only did you talk to us about like the different shops we were going to and the food that we were eating, but you gave us like cooking advice, you gave us cultural advice, you even gave us like linguistics of food and regions. I just felt like I'm really curious and I love to learn. And so it was a great combination of all of that, learning about Rome, learning about Italy, learning about mom and pop shops, learning about different food. The food was incredible. Let's start with you being a food tour guide. There's so many layers to you and so many talents that you have, and that's why I want my audience to meet you, to understand how all of your dreams have been coming true. But let's start with the food touring. Like, how long have you been doing this? Why is it something that you enjoy doing?
Well, thank you for this question. Actually, it's about 10 years that I'm working with different companies being a food tour guide. And actually, it's even more. I mean, about 25 years that I'm the tourism, food and hosting field, taking care of people. And the food, it happened one time that there was the chance, a friend of mine that just started to work with a company. We shared the same passion about art, about music, about acting. So she told me, this young lady told me that the manager of the company was interviewing people to find new guides in Rome, and they just started. So I have a contribution also to put together this tour that became even bigger after the pandemic, but I'm telling you later about it if you like. And so I was interviewed. My English is quite good, not perfect, but good enough to make people understand what I mean. I had already some experience in food. So I just started with, not with doubts. I was not sure because I have knowledge, but mainly that I put together working in hotels, restaurants, and then growing up with my granny that lived with me and with my family since I was 3 years old. So I knew many things, but I was not sure if I could do it of this a job. Then I studied for a while, and I get to discover that I was quite good in describing things, and I was having fun and passion. I was like evolving a kind of passion about this. First of all, because I like food, and first of all, because I like people, I like human beings. I like to make people glad in different ways. So when this kind of job is nice because you offer good quality, high quality food. I always try to say, I think I also told you and your friend, the friend that was with you during the tour, that I like to spend these 3-4 hours with people, just trying to make them forget about daily issues, worries, just to have a kind of bubble where we can share human experience and make each other life richer in an emotional way. I really like to support people in different ways. So I do it also during my job. So I describe things, I describe recipes, the food we eat, always trying to put the human touch together. I always like to say that it doesn't just pay my bills, but it's a job with which I share human experience, try to create value in different kind of ways. And that's why probably what you perceived, what you felt, and then make us friend immediately, become like kind of friend and closer than we should be after just 3 hours spent together, right? I hope I'm not too long.
Exactly.
I hope I didn't take too much about explaining this.
No, it's really beautiful how you're showing us how all of your talents fold together and created this. I think that happens a lot as we get a little bit older, we can look back and see all of our talents and all of our skills. Like I used to work in the food industry as well. I can see how the acting also helps you merge into the fact that you're not shy when you're the guide for all of us. There were about 12, 15 people on our tour. Some of us were Americans, some were from the UK. You're integrating with people from all over the world constantly. You're talking about your love for humanity. It's very obvious when you're on tour with you. What have you learned about people and about the world? You're infusing people from around the world in your food tours every day and gathering strangers together. What has that made you learn about humanity and about all of us? I would assume different from the news media that we hear every day.
Yes, and it is a beautiful, beautiful question. Really a beautiful question. And it happens that you are able to make me think about things, Tess. It's your a very nice quality you have. You make some question that make people reflect.
Mm.
And it's something very nice. It's something very nice because you asked me what I got to get to understand about human beings beyond the cultures, the knowledge that we have about people, and it's something nice, especially talking about everything. But you're American, okay? And so making this kind of job helps you to go over the preconcepts about people. So sometimes all human beings tend to think about Americans are like this, British are like that, Italians like this. But with this job, I just need to face people with just putting all my preconcepts, my pre-ideas away because I have to treat them well because I'm working. And then because I like to make people glad, as I told you, so I can go saying, I don't like you because you come from that part of the world or the other part of the world. So rediscovering humanity is something very important because you don't think about people anymore from the place where they come from, but you just see the human beings with their fragility, I don't know if it's the correct word, with their problems, their shyness, or their kind of attitude. Then I got inside trying to study human being in different ways that we've been saying about, like Asian Oriental philosophy. So I just face people and try to put together the ideas I have before and try to live the moment here and now and just to share things and just to get the people for what they are, not from the way they come from or what are the things. So this is probably the most important thing, just to talk to people, just to try to treat them well as human beings. I'm just telling you a brief thing that can be an idea of how I face. Sometimes, I don't remember if there were like teenagers or children during our tour. So when people
Teenagers.
can't drink wine, I suggest them to try one of the stops, a soda that is an Italian soda that they probably never had because it's not very common around the world, but it's an Italian thing. So I always clean up the can before I open it up because I always do the same thing when I'm home. I always just clean it if there is some kind of dust. I don't want to be contaminated or dirty because I'd like to give them things that can be bad for them. I want to take care of their health. So I always tell I'm doing this because it's the same thing I do it when I'm home for myself. So I like to treat others like I treat myself, and that's it. Includes the philosophy through the which I live my life. Is trying to take care of others as I take care of myself. Trying to do this, and I hope it can be good also to give a kind of example. I don't want to seem like a kind of I don't know, guru, No, I'm just like a human being, but try to respect human nature and try to do these things, treating others like I treat myself and like I'd like others to treat me.
Yeah, I definitely felt that on the trip. You're so kind and welcoming. It also helps all of us as strangers when we're traveling, but we're all meeting each other and spending time with you. And I've always had this thought of like, and it's common, like breaking bread together, right? That we can all come together and sit down together and and eat together and commune together and grow together. And when we're going on a food tour and we're learning about your culture and Rome, and we're tasting the best cannoli of my life, it's a great way to relate to the other people on the trip as well, because we can all talk about food and we can talk about what we're immediately eating. But yeah, I think it really does help humanity come together. I always thought, like, if everyone just sat down and actually broke bread together, we probably wouldn't have war, right? Like, I think
Yeah,
it could be.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
does it help you also with your acting skills, because you're meeting so many people? I'm a writer, and so I've collected characters in my time, right? So I would assume that it also feeds back into your acting as well.
Yes, I have to be honest. After the pandemic, I haven't been doing too many things. I just participated to a short movie a couple of years ago, and then I went to a couple of castings. But when the pandemic started, I'm an independent worker, so it means that if I work, I earn money. Otherwise, I don't. So when the pandemic started, I had to. One day I was with my orange umbrella, as you saw me when we met, waiting for the group of tourists. One morning, I remember it clearly, um, it was February 2020. So I was waiting for the tourists, and they didn't show up, none of them of the group, because the pandemic just started. And from that day, 2 years and a half, we were with no job. So the bills will keep on coming. We have to pay the fee for the rent, but no work at all. So I had to rearrange all my life, and I couldn't think anymore to the works that are not stable, like being an actor or a musician. So I just try to fix things. Then when I started to work again as a food tour guide, I need to put together the money to pay the debts that I've been doing with my friends. And to be totally honest, I want to be totally honest, and I have no shame about what I have to do to face during that terrible period with some of my relatives, my sisters. So then I had to recuperate. Now I'm balanced again and trying again to all around me. I have to say that probably next time that I'll be able to go on stage or in front of a camera to participate to a theater show or a movie, probably the experience that I've been doing during last year as a food tour guide will help me. I can definitely say the contrary. I mean, I'm sure that I have this kind of easy way to talk in front of people, because I made a lot of work on myself to be an actor, to be able to express feelings or ideas in front of other people. I have to be that basically, and honestly, originally I'm also a kind of shy person, but then I getting older, I got to understand that I have to overcome that if I want to express something, to express my feeling and my ideas. So I needed to do it.
Isn't that funny? Like how we might seem like this has always been our role, but like when I was younger, I was very shy. I had like a speech class that I had to take in high school, and I put it off. Ninth grade year, no. 10th grade year, no. By the time I was my last year of school, I finally signed up for it. The first speech we had to give, standing in front of 30 other students, they asked for volunteers. Of course, I didn't raise my hand. And then it was almost the last three people were going. I knew, tick, 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 it was going to be my turn. I ran to the bathroom and threw up. I was so nervous, and then I became a teacher, and I told my students, here I am in front of you every single day. Like, it's just really funny how sometimes we don't have a strength when we're younger, but then it comes through and it becomes a superpower in a way for us.
I agree with that. Probably I can speak for myself, but I can speak probably for what I think about others and what the idea, the feeling that you give me. Probably, first of all, not all the people are the same. So somebody maybe when they're younger they feel like stronger and more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the word in English, but more propense, more open to express their feelings, and people takes a little bit more just to make this evolution, this inner evolution, and be able to express things. And maybe when maybe they can be considered, or can feel to be a little bit late in a way, late, but probably they built up a personality, and they've got a baggage, a cultural and emotive baggage, then made them able then to give more to the others and in an appropriate way. Okay, we didn't went too fast, but probably it's a good thing. Probably that some people have to do a kind of path and grow little by little to be able to give the best of themselves. That's what I think then happened to a few of us.
Oh, you did give the best of yourself on that tour. Can you tell me, you also like not only are giving the tour, but you chose some of the restaurants that we go to.
Yeah,
What foods are you loving on that tour? What was important that you showcased to us? Like I had never been to Rome before, and your tour was the first tour that we went on. It was the first. I flew in I took the train in the day before, and then that next morning was your tour, and it really was like a welcoming way to come into Rome.
yeah, yeah. Actually, when I started with the company, I was working the morning when we met. The basic tour was put together by the former manager 10 years ago. That just started a few months before I joined the company. So he took the decision of about a few places, and three of the six we've been were already on the original list. After the pandemic, everybody went on its own, and after this, there was no anymore the tour in Rome. So I got together with the two owners, the two of the company, and I told them that I meant to put together back again the tour. So they agreed about that, and then I made another research. So the former manager made already a research trying the best quality in the central area, and I made the same thing, just changing three of them because I meant also to upgrade the quality, and I was able to do it because we went to the best shops of each different ingredients and item of the area. So there are many that are good, but I think I chose the best ones. And the research was because the most part of the owners of these companies are not Italian. Not too often they came to Italy, so they don't know precisely our culture, our tradition, and also, to be honest, how to decide what is better, what is quality and what is less quality. There is an average of people out of Italy that is not so high about the quality. So I have this kind of advantage being local. I'm Roman, Italian and Roman, so I was sure to go to the places I have enough experience to choose the best quality ones. And then, as I told you, I also have my little group of work that I'm starting right now after 10 years of experience, just to put some gems inside and to make what I can consider the best food tour in Rome after 10 years of experience being local, and just to try little places, little hidden gems that would be very, very difficult to be found by tourists or by managers or owners of companies that live abroad. So yes, the quality is
Yeah, so
the word, the quality.
and it was fantastic. Like you made sure that the cheese shop that we went to was owned by an Italian family, and it has been for generations. We had beautiful gelato. You had us try some different pastas. So audience, I really think that the chance that you get to go to Rome, you've got to go, and they've got to meet you. Like it has
So
to be
I
different.
will be glad to welcome all your followers and viewers, and if they say I saw you on the Tess program, they'll have a special treat and special discounts, emotive and no discounts, but only financial ones.
No, they should just go and yeah, and you should flourish. And yes, it'll be lovely. When we were on that tour, we had mentioned that there was a concert coming into town, and it was Duran Duran, and your face lit up, and you started telling us that you also were a musician and you loved Duran Duran. You were going to the concert. We didn't have tickets for it. We were touring other stuff, but yeah, how was the concert, and what I forget what instruments you play, or when did you start making music? So you're an
Well, I
all-around
started
Renaissance man.
Sorry?
You're an all-around Renaissance man, like cooking,
Yeah,
acting, like music. It's so cool.
yeah. I'm I'm a modern Renaissance and new romantic, like the early 80s, the new romantic movement. You remember that? Fantastic
Yeah.
time to be a child. The humus, the field where I grew up. Yes, I started to listen to music when I was 13 years old, 14 years old, and yes, I've got a lot of passion for music, and I'm really proud of my passion for Duran Duran. I got to know them through a jukebox on a seaside on a summer of 1984. I remember precisely details about. I wanted to be a musician, right? So of course I was going to school, and I went to the concerts when Duran Duran came here to Rome the first time. It was so I went to this amazing concert. I went also to Florence when I was 16 years old, very young. Anyway, this story is nice. I was during the final part of the 80s. I was a teenager. I was going around because I'm meant to meet all the bands and the artists that were coming to Rome to participate to TV shows or making concerts. So I went out of the studios or out of the hotels, okay, to meet them, to have an autograph or to take a picture. And I met all the bands of the 80s, okay, during this period from Cyndi Lauper to Paul Young, Spandau Ballet, George Michael, U2. I met them all, okay.
Oh, George
But
Michael.
I met George Michael. He was a bit nervous that day. He didn't stop himself for too long. He said just hello and then got inside the car. He was a bit nervous that day. I saw all the concerts of these people. Anyway, the anecdote is this. I was going around, and once I was in front of an hotel waiting for Boy George, the cultural club lead singer. He was not with the band anymore, but he was still doing his own albums. So he went to promote his new album, and I was in front of the hotel. I got inside because I meant to meet him, and inside there was this Italian journalist. His name is Gabriele, but his art name, his business show business name is Red Ronnie. Went there, I got inside. He was very impressed by the fact that I was a huge Duran Duran fan. Usually, Duran Duran fans were mainly girls, screaming girls, going mad before their looks. So it was the common thought. It's a lie because Duran Duran are great musicians, great composers, and history gave them rights what they needed to have. Okay, after years when girls stopped screaming because they grew up, then the critics just listen to the music and say yes, it's good music, and they are very good musicians. Okay, so I was impressed to have a young gentleman, a young boy crazy for the band. I have to add a straight young man that was liking girls but admiring Duran Duran music. So he said, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I have a band. I made cover versions and also my own songs." So he was impressed by that. I was kind of mad about the band. And, I was 16 or 17 years old, so I was all you saw during the tour, but 100% bigger and more energetic, fresher, younger. You can imagine. So
Yeah.
he asked me if he could interview me because he had a very, very popular TV show on one of the main private channels in Italy that was broadcast all over Italy. Okay, he meant
Oh,
to interview as we're doing now. Okay, he interviewed me because he was impressed by this fact. During those years, he was showing people the passion for the music on all different sides, and the Duran Duran movement was really huge in Italy. Millions of fans about Duran Duran. They were the most popular bands in the world, and especially in Italy at the
mm.
second during the 80s. So he was impressed by this fact, and he interviewed me. He came in a studio to see the rehearsal of our the rehearsing when we were trying to play and sing. He made some shoots of these things. He put together with the interview. Then during the days it was broadcast. I was in Milan because I was going to see the concert. It was December 1988. Okay.
Okay.
I went to the concert there, the ones in Rome, and then the ones in Milan, or the opposite, I don't remember. And then I also went to all people that saw the concert when I was going around, was working, asked me, "Oh, Massimiliano, you're the one that like Duran Duran." I was like the sixth of Duran Duran. People inside the arena were girls all around me, just kissing me and throwing my clothes like it was I swear to God, I brought my mom to one of my concerts, and she was I was down, she was up. Then about when they saw me, 10 ladies, young ladies, come to me, start kissing me, pushing me, and two security guards of the arena just got me out of this mess. And my mom ran to us. They said, "What are you doing? Where are you bringing him?" And these guys, the security guards, we're taking him away from this crazy girl. Otherwise, they eat them alive. These were the kind of things that were happening. So I was feeling for a few months like a rock star. But anyway,
Yeah.
when I was in Milan, I went in front of the hotel where Duran Duran were staying. Okay. I was there waiting for them to come out. I was hoping for an autograph, a picture. And when I was waiting, Red Ronnie, the journalist that interviewed me a few weeks ago, came there because he meant to interview the band. And he saw me and he said, "Massimiliano, what are you doing here?" I was 16, 17. So it was not something really frequent that a young boy was going around Italy on his own those times. So he said, "What are
Okay.
you doing here in Rome? You're far from home." I said, "Yes, I'm here because I meant to meet the band. I'd like to see them for a while, for a second." And I saw the concert. And he said, "Okay, today you're lucky. You're coming with me." He brought me, I could start crying saying that, I don't know. He brought me with him to the Garibaldi's restaurant in central Milan to have dinner with Duran Duran. There was a big on this room, that all for the band, a central with all the members, Samuel Le Bon, John Taylor, Nick Rhodes with their wives and girlfriends, some members of the band, and another table close to them with me, Red Ronnie, his girlfriend, and a few other staff members. Okay, so you have to imagine a 17 years old boy with all the clothes wet after being in the front rows of a concert. So I was all sweat, and I got dry during the dinner. I was staring at the band that was 1 meter away from me for all the time. There was something, at a certain point, I was staring too much to John Taylor, the bass player. I was like this, like dreaming, and he said, sometimes I made the impression of them, He did like this, just to tell me, stop staring at me in a polite way. He did like this. John Taylor is making this. Duran Duran fan will recognize this expression. Something like this, okay? All 2 hours that I was like in a bubble dreaming. Then towards the end, I'm just getting the end of the story. Towards the end, I felt somebody coming at my back. Okay, somebody like holding me. I just turned this way, and it was.
What a cliffhanger.